Hello dear students, your Saurin sir is back once again with a different topic based on acids and bases. Long back, scientist named Robert Boyle was the first to give the concept of the compounds, namely acids and bases. According to him, a compound is considered to be an acid if it tastes sour. That means all those compounds which are sour in taste are initially considered as acids. Obviously, this type of taste that comes across, they have acidic properties. So this was a long back concept given by the scientist named Robert Boyle. So this is a theoretical aspect. In addition, he considered very technical point regarding the litmus paper. According to him, if a compound turns blue litmus paper to red color, if we take a blue litmus paper, dip it into the acid solution or a solution that we are not actually knowing what it is, but if that blue litmus paper turns to red, then that solution in which we have placed that blue litmus paper is your acid. One more point that he also gave in a manner, in the sense to say that if you react a compound with metal, and if that reaction evolves hydrogen gas, then the compound in which that metal is immersed, that compound is your acid. Why? Because it evolves hydrogen gas. Simply, if you consider Fe metal and introduced it into hydrochloric acid, HCl solution. Now what will happen? This reaction will occur in such a way that iron will convert into a salt ferrous chloride, and simultaneously it will evolve hydrogen gas. So for simplicity, I will balance it with 2 moles. So this is also an initial concept for a compound considered to be an acid. So let us have a quick revision over here. The compound which tastes sour is an acid. The compound which can turn a blue litmus paper to red is again an acid. And if you go with a chemical reaction, then the compound when it is allowed to react with a metal, and if it evolves hydrogen gas, then it is concluded that the compound is an acid. Moreover, if you introduce a compound in such solution, suppose that solution is basic, then the overall solution after the reaction gets neutralized. So obviously, if you know that a compound is a base and if you are adding something into it and overall compound becomes or mixture becomes neutralized, so obviously it implies that the compound that we are having or we have added in a base is nothing but it is an acid. So these are the very basic concepts given by the scientist Robert Boyle quite in the earlier days. Simultaneously, if you go for a base, you can just simplify the version over here. Instead of acid, I'll title it over here as a base. What is a base? So simply speaking, they are bitter in taste. Just to remember the things easily, we can say they taste bitter. They are not actually bitter, but they are not having a specific characteristic taste. So we say they are bitter in taste. On the other end, if you consider the litmus test, we take a litmus paper. This time we'll take red litmus paper and we will introduce in a basic solution. If that red litmus paper turns to blue litmus, it implies that the compound or the solution in which we have immersed the litmus paper is nothing but that solution is your basic solution. Obviously, if you react a metal with basic solution as we did for acid, this time we'll react that metal with a basic solution. Then what will happen? It will give no reaction. And as it gives no reaction, obviously it implies that it is not an acid, so obviously it is a basic solution, because bases do not react with metals. Metals are not at all affected with base. Okay, so finally we can say that a compound which neutralizes an acidic solution is nothing but is a base. So you can see or you can differentiate an acid and a base with respect to the ancient theory given by Robert Boyle. These are the theoretical aspects which can be further followed with respect to different theories given by different scientists like Arrhenius, Laurie Bronsted and Lewis, Lewis, Lewis theory. We'll talk one after other each theory, but just getting involved with those theories, we will just take a glance over here and hope you have understood it very well. See you for the next theories in the next episode.